afternoon, everybody, and welcome into Fifth Third Arena. Super Bowl Sunday matchup today between the Chicago Cougars and the Chicago Crush. These two teams have played 4 games in a row against one another. The Cougars have won every single one of them up until this point. And this is potentially a playoff matchup as well between these two teams. We have our age out night tonight. We had a nice little presentation before the game with all the age outs for the Cougars. So we wish them the best of luck in the future. Most of them are uncommitted as to this point, so we can bet your bottom dollar they will be playing college hockey somewhere. So Andy Petzinger here with you today, bringing you along on this broadcast. Hoping you guys are enjoying the show and getting ready for the Super Bowl today. Last night we had a real good game between these two teams. 4-3 overtime win for the Cougars off the stick of Danny Detterman. About a minute and a half into overtime. Night before that, it was a 3-1 Cougar victory. Jack Coleman getting his second straight start today. Our starting goaltenders, let's get to him. Jack Coleman down to our right. He is 9-9 on the year. 303 goals against average and an .893 save percentage. And down to our left is going to be Liam Rice. Liam Rice is 6-9 on the year with 1 shutout. He's got a .386 goals against and a .906 save percentage. These two goaltenders against the other team here. Coleman is 2-1 with a 3.0 goals against and an .839 save percentage against the Crush. Meanwhile, Rice is 1-1-1 with a .250 and a .945 save percentage. So some sparkling numbers from Liam Rice against the Chicago Cougars. So we should get a real good goalie matchup here tonight. We're going to head it on down for the starting lineups and the national anthem. All right, your starting lineups, as you heard them, for the Chicago Crush. In between the pipes, Liam Rice. Back on defense, number 23, John Wood. Number 7, Gavin Polomchek. Up front, it's going to be Owen Reichers, Nick Zahelin, and Cam Krause. And a really cool moment here for the Cougars. They've got a bunch of their age outs starting out, especially Andreas Zorn playing up at center here for the puck drop. He's going to have Lombardi on his right and Danko on his left. Trent Carter and Ryan Hutchinson on the back end with Jack Coleman in between the pipes. We are ready for hockey here today. The puck is dropped and we are underway. Third, putting them into a matchup with Battle Creek. As now moving in, here's the shot on net and a big save made. Sprawling to the ground was Liam Rice. Beautiful move there by Shuckman, I believe, to force that one towards the net. And Liam Rice able to juggle that one and hang on as he caught that one almost barehanded with his stick gone on the blocker side. Comes back for Danko in the corner. He gets hit hard. Big hit there in the corner coming from Aiden Conchar, who sent Danko flying, but he's right back into the play, getting into the power play for the Chicago Crush has been nothing short of a disaster all year long. At 10% is what they're firing at right now. The penalty kill for the Cougars at 88.6%. So the Crush looking at trying to generate something here of play. The player to look for on this power play here, undoubtedly, is going to be Nick Zahelin. He is their team leader in points on the season. Also their team leader with goals. He's got 13 goals, 17 assists, and 30 points. Against the Cougars, he's got 2 goals and an assist for 3 points. As that shot from Wolf is blast up with him. Paul coming up late. Carhalainen around one, check to the forehead. Big save, rebound, they score! TJ Haas driving the net after the first stop was made by Rice. What a rush that was by Carhalainen to get an opportunity in the first place, undress the defenseman.
Resulting in a Goodman Elite power play.
Detterman will wrap this one around. Shuckman there for it for Palauskas. Bad angle shot, he scored! Curtis Palauskas from the bottom of the circle, a bad angle shot. Went off the left of Liam Rice, and I don't even think it had enough steam to hit the back of the net, but the Cougars on a power play goal by Curtis Palauskas go up 2-0. All right, the Crush take control. It's Helene. He'll drop it off for Brogel. His long shot deflected, and rebound, they score! John Wood coming in from the point was able to get that rebound attempt. First shot was stopped by Coleman on the redirect. The rebound came off to the side. Went right to John Wood. He puts it in the back of the net. It's a 2-1 hockey game. A power play goal. It's home. Here comes Kula to pick up, however. Pass in front for Lamphere for Pulauskas. All went right through the legs of Rice. Out the other side as the horn goes. So Cougars oh so close to getting a buzzer beater goal and getting back that 2-goal lead. However, just a bit outside. After one period of play, the Cougars lead it 2-1. Started out with a goal coming from TJ Haas, his team leading 20th. Then on the power play, we've got Pulauskas getting his 19th of the season on the power play, and the Crush had their power play answer just a couple minutes later. Actually, a little under a minute later, they had scored. Goal coming in from Zachary Wolf, who had jumped in. I believe he was towards the point and crashed the net. Was able to get a power play goal for the Crush, which is hard to come by for them this season. That is only their 20th power play goal of the year. So we'll go to the second period right after this. All right, we're ready for our second period of hockey here between the Chicago Crush and the Chicago Cougars. My name's Andy Petzinger. Thank you for spending your afternoon here with us before the Super Bowl takes off. You're in for a pretty decent hockey game so far. The Cougars have held the quote-unquote pace of play offensive zone time in that first period. They outshot the Crush 18-4 in the first. However, they only escaped with a 2-1 lead thanks to a even strength goal coming from TJ Haas, his team leading 20th of the year. And then with about 2 minutes left to go, a power play goal coming from Gertis Pulauskas, his 19th. Crush were able to steal one goal before the period expired about 59 seconds later. Off of a rebound attempt, John Wood came flying in from the point and was able to put one home to cut it down to a 2-1 lead, a 1-goal deficit, which is a huge goal, to be quite honest with you. It's a totally different thought process going into the intermission, not having a goal on the board, being down 2. Now you just scored the last one. You've got a little bit of momentum. So the Crush should be feeling pretty decent about themselves starting off in this second period here. On the season, these two teams against one another, Cougars have held the pace of play 5-1 against the Crush so far. Meanwhile, the Crush are 1-3-2 against the Cougars. That one win came all the way back in October, I believe. It was a 4-2 victory. At the beginning of October, their first meeting with one another, the Crush took down the Cougars, and it was a 62 save performance by Liam Rice, who had a phenomenal first period, to be quite honest with you. A little bit of a funky second goal from a bad angle, but otherwise he was pretty spectacular in that first. Bouncing around here in the neutral zone a little bit. Oh, Garrick has a man on top of him, can't get the puck away. Carline it alone. Poke checked away by Rice. Couldn't get the shot off. Now long shot, they score! Oh, Rice never saw it. Peter Drake, a long shot from the point. Rice never was able to pick it up. Went 5-hole. In and out of the back of the net before he even knew what happened. It's a 3-1 Cougar lead. Get some help here. Here's Drake at the point. His long shot deflected. What a save! Oh, Liam Rice on the redirect right on top of the crease was able to get that with a glove. And as he's falling back into the net, was able to keep it off the goal line to keep that a 3-1 hockey game. Holy cow, Liam Rice on the forecheck. Now Schuckman for the Cougars takes a hip and moves it along for Kula. Kula trying to get around the check of Wood, who then blows Kula up, and then coming in to help out was one of the Cougars. That's That's Connor Shuckman that came in to help out. He's saying that Kula got hit right in the head with that big hit from Wood. The only person in the box right now is Shuckman. Let's see if we get anything else out of this. Long shot, rebound, oh, what a save that was by Coleman. The shot from the point was stopped by Nick Zalen before it got all the way through, and Zalen pulled it to his forehand, and Coleman with the left pad able to knock that one away, and the Cougars then clear back the other way. Now cross ice feed. Out to Polauskas in the high slot for Detterman at the point. He'll go D to D to Carter. His long wrist deflected, big save made by Rice. That deflection came from the hash marks. About 15 feet out. Picked up by Lamphere, out to the point, Carter again. That shot was blocked. Great pressure here from the Cougars. I don't think the Crush have left their zone in about a minute and a half. Polauskas, out to the point, Detterman, his long drive. That one was blocked away, comes right down into the slot. And falling on top of that is Rice. We got some pushing and shoving after the fact. Boys all pair up here, and linesmen come in, and they'll start to clear everybody up. He'll reverse it to his defensive partner, and they'll let the clock wind down. After 2 periods of play, it's 3-1 in favor of the Cougars. This is very familiar territory, as last night this was the exact same score going into the third period, where the Crush came out and they scored 2 in the next 20 minutes. So, you know, both teams are going in thinking the same thing. Cougars do not want to repeat history, and the Crush do. So we'll have third period hockey coming up here shortly. You're listening to Cougars Hockey here on Hockey TV. All right, we're ready for third period of hockey here between the Cougars and the Crush. It's 3-1 after 2 in favor of the Cougars. Andy Petzinger here, going to bring you the conclusion of this hockey game today. Scoring up until this point in the first period, Cougars came out to a 1-0 lead, 12:38 into the first. TJ Haas with his 20th of the year pulled the Cougars up 1-0. And then on the power play, it was Gertis Polauskas getting his 19th of the season. His third goal against the Crush this year put them up 2-0, and a quick answer from the Crush with 1:23 left to go. That goal coming from John Wood made it a 2-1 hockey game, and then Peter Drake with the seeing eye puck that was not seen at all by Liam Rice, went right through his 5-hole before he even moved, hit the back of the net before he hit the ice. Gave him a 3-1 lead in that period. Cougars had 23 shots on net to the Crush 5. Cougars were also down, had 3 penalties in that period as well. Earlier today, the Motor City Gamblers did win their hockey game, so they will stay where they're at in the standings in third place, and the Cougars will stay in fourth. If they win today, they will be 1 point behind Motor City with a record of 23-15-0-1. As of right now, they've got 47 points. Gamblers have 50. The Crush's record at this point is 12-20-6-0-1-1, giving them 31 points. Karhalainen, Haas, and Pollock out there for the Cougars. Kramer, McCarthy, and Zahalein out there for the Crush to start it off on the front lines. Oh, and a misplay. Lamphere in all alone. Takes a shot. Big save made by Rice, and Lamphere had an opportunity to hack that one out of midair, but wasn't really able to get any good wood on the ice. Crush come back the other way. O'Garrick will chip it on in. That one deflected over Detterman's stick, and now going towards the net. That puck was bouncing in ever so slowly. Kramer was doing what he thought he was supposed to do, driving the net hard. Ended up going over the top of Coleman. And here comes Paulauskas. He's dropped the gloves here with Tonio Garrick as they go flying around. Both helmets are off. They're tied up with each other. The linesmen are trying to get them separated. Garrick able to get Paulauskas on his back. And finally the two are going to separate. Now Brogel moving through the neutral zone, walking in and firing one that deflects off a stick. He gets it right back off the board. Try to throw through the slot. Bounces around, cleared out of there by the Cougars, held in by Caulk at the point. His shot, tip, big save by Coleman. Tip in front of the net by Zach Wolf. Right at the hash marks, was going right to the 5-hole, and Coleman able to get his right pad down. Keep that one out. Zolo as the final tick off. Cougars win.
The final score, your Chicago
Cougars win 3-1 over the Chicago Crush at 53-17 shot advantage. They end up going 6-1 on the season against the Crush, and the Crush fall to 1-4-2 against the Cougars on the season. Cougars improve regular season-wise to a record of 24-15-1 for 49 points. Crush will fall to 12-21-6-0-1-1 for 31 points. We'll go down for the 3 stars. All right, and that will end the home regular season schedule for the Cougars. We thank you all for tuning in with us here, whether in person or on Hockey TV. The next game for the Cougars is going to come up here on the 16th against the Chicago Crush. It's going to be an 8 p.m. puck drop up in Addison Ice Arena, so these two teams are going to see each other again relatively soon. After that, it's going to be a weekend series with the Decatur Blaze on the 18th, and then pick it back up again on the 25th. And then they'll finish it out against Fort Wayne on the 26th. So we look forward to having you guys on Hockey TV with those. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, tonight. Andy Petzinger here, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. A 3-1 victory for the Cougars. Have a good night. So long.